y'all doing tonight? Good? Yeah, y'all doing okay? Y'all sound a little tired. Y'all doing okay? All right, good. That's what I like to hear. So when I was in college, I lived with my grandfather, and I'm not gonna call him I call him Papa. We call him Papa. And for 4 years, I lived with Papa, and Papa is a huge Louisville Cardinals fan. Huge Louisville Cardinals fan. And this guy, he's like 91 years old. And he's still one of those guys that screams at the top of his lungs at the TV. He's one of those, shoot the ball, you idiot, kind of guys. Like, there's no time left on the clock. But he's so much fun to watch games with, and I love watching games with him because, much like him, I am a Louisville Cardinals fan. And so, and there was a lot of times where we got to go to basketball games together. And this one time sticks out in my mind above all the other times, and it was for a couple of reasons. One of those reasons being that we had floor-level seats. Well, we were right there on the court, man. We were so close. I mean, T-Will's sweat like hit me in the face when he ran by. I could smell Earl Clark's armpits. It was awesome. I mean, it was just unbelievable. We were so close. But what really made the experience that game were the people around us. To the right of us, there was this like huge guy. I mean, he was like 7 foot tall, like Cecil times 10. And he was just like bald-headed, and he had this deep, booming voice. And it was just like, go Cards, go Cards. And that's not even that deep, but I mean, just constantly. And I was like scared for my life because he got mad a couple of times. And then like we had the polar opposite on the other side of us. We had this sweet-looking, tiny old lady. She was like 70 years old, and I mean, she looked like she was somebody's grandma that she was going to hand you a pan of cookies she just pulled out of the oven, like, here, I know I'm at the game, but here's some cookies. But she was just decked head to toe in red. And once the game started, I realized she wasn't that sweet because she started like jumping up and down, like cussing at the refs because they were making bad calls. It was like, whoa, chill out, old lady. And I walked away from that game, and this might sound really weird, but I walked away from that game and I understood worship. You see, those people, the giant man and the little old lady, they knew how to worship. But I seriously doubt that the giant man, he walked away singing worship songs with the same passion that he cheered for his team. And I really doubt that that little old lady, she drove home that night and she just sat in her car and thought, I have an awesome God in my life. See, they know how to worship. You know how to worship. I know how to worship. But the question is, what are we worshiping? What are we worshipers of? The last 3 nights we've talked about this journey that we're going on. And in the first night we talked about this genesis of this new beginning. And then 2 nights ago we talked about being freed. And then last night we talked about crossing over. And we're excited because we get to come and we have this awesome worship band that gets to lead us in music and song. And we have a great time. Sometimes we get a little sidetracked. We start to lose our focus about what we're here for. What this week is all about. What our lives are all about. Our story tonight, it picks up in Exodus 32. And I want to set the scene up for you for just a little bit. See, the Israelites have been out of Egypt for about 40 days. Okay? They've been out about 40 days. 30 of those days, Moses has been on top of this mountain with God. And while he's up there, he's gotten these 10 commandments. Thank you. These 10 commandments. And these 10 commandments are these guidelines about how we're supposed to interact with God and how the Israelites were supposed to worship and honor God. And the first 3 rules are are the ones that Moses comes down with, and he's like, hey, these are the ones that we really have got to pay real close attention to, because they deal with the way we interact with our Creator. Rule number 1. God says no other gods. No other gods. You don't need any other gods. I don't need any other gods. I'm all powerful. I created everything. I created you. You don't need to worry about those other gods. And in Egypt, they had hundreds of gods that they worshipped. But God says no more. You don't need them. No other gods. Rule number 2. No more making idols. Okay? No more making idols. And a lot of these people's job every day was to wake up and make these statues made out of metal and stone and wood. But God says you don't need to do that anymore. No more idols. You've got me. And then rule number 3, he says, don't misuse my name. Don't misuse my name. My name belongs to me. Don't use it in a way that it's not supposed to be used. Don't give it to anybody else. Don't talk bad about it. Love my name. It's my name. These rules all dealt with the way they were supposed to honor God. But in verses 1 through 4 of Exodus 32, we see things aren't exactly going the way they're supposed to. It says this: when the people saw that Moses was so long in coming down from the mountain, they gathered around Aaron and they said, "Come, make us a god who will go before us. As for this fellow Moses, who brought us up out of Egypt, we don't know what has happened to him." So Aaron answered them, "Take off the gold earrings that your wives, your sons, and your daughters are wearing, and bring them to me." So all the people took off their earrings and they brought them to Aaron. He took what they had handed him and he made it into an idol cast in the shape of a calf, fashioning it with a tool. And they said, "These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of Egypt." So almost immediately, at 40 days they've been out of Egypt, and almost immediately they say, "We're not really sure about this whole Moses business and this God of our fathers that we've supposedly been worshiping for a long time. We don't really need that anymore, so we're going to kind of do our own thing." And it's really easy for us in 2010 to read this story and look back and think, man, these guys are idiots. They just got free from these Egyptians. They saw God part this Red Sea and all these plagues have been going on, and they just don't get it. I am so glad that I am not like them. And the truth is, we are exactly like them. We are no different than they are. Maybe the things we're worshiping aren't little statues or things made out of wood or stone. But make no mistake about it, we are worshiping stuff every day that isn't God. Maybe it's those friends you hang out with. Maybe it's your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Maybe it's basketball or baseball, popularity, money. We all have things in our life that we try to put in God's place. And guys, I've got to tell you tonight, idolatry, this worshiping of stuff that's not God, is a cheap imitation of true worship. It's a cheap imitation. It's not as good as the original. Let me give you a little bit of an example. About 2 weeks ago, this is kind of stupid, but I got this really strong craving for tuna salad. I don't know if you guys like tuna salad. Some people maybe think it's gross. I love tuna salad. It's got good taste, good flavor, good, not so good look though. It's kind of like vomit. But I love tuna salad. And growing up, my mom made this awesome tuna salad. It was the best in the world. And I'm sure a lot of you guys think your moms are the best cook in the world. You're wrong. My mom's the best cook in the world. But I got this craving for tuna salad, so I thought, okay, I'm an adult now. I can probably make myself some tuna salad. So I got online. I was looking up a recipe, and I found one that seems pretty easy and pretty cheap. And going online was probably my first of many mistakes. But I go and I get the ingredients, and I come home and I'm starting mixing it up, and it's not looking too good. it's kind of turning this weird green color, and it starts to like take this